Welcome back to the Setup Podcast. I am your host, Victor, along with my co-host, Mark. How you feeling, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm under the sea. I'm the bikini. The SpongeBob live in Bikini Bottom,
Yeah,
but
I would
like,
think so.
but like, there's like the city of Bikini Bottom. Does he even live like outside? You know what I mean?
I think he
Because his house is
does.
kind of isolated. Like, is he in like the borough? Like, is he in like a
Yeah, he like
suburb?
a little bit in the suburbs, I guess. I find it very weird that like
They don't.
he
They don't only three on his block too.
that's I was just about to say that. I feel it kind of weird that they're the only people that live next to each other.
Like nobody.
I don't even know how far the distance is to where you see next, like a couple houses. It's just
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that is
What's
a little
the
weird.
What's the background? Why we never questioned this? They never thought to like add new people, like, oh, like a new person moved on the block. Like, unless they probably have done that in a newer episode. I could be wrong.
I think it was just they were like we ain't doing all that, and then on top of that, they're like they never show SpongeBob walk to somewhere. We never like watch him go a full length. We just cut straight to where
It
he
just
goes and he's
bubbles.
there. Bubbles and he's there and that's it. So we always think it's like 2 seconds away. But I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know.
it just messed me up a little bit, but it's all right. I got him in the back. I'll ask him in a second, or in the back. Got Gary chilling up there.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, man. How's your day? How's your week? How you been?
It's been chill. I'm a little under the weather, not gonna lie. It started like 2 days ago. I just started feeling my throat a little scratchy, and I'm like, oh,
Mm.
what's happening? But as all the times when I get sick, I immediately go to the first aid. I go straight to the medicine, no questions about it. I overdose. It's like no.
You drink an emergency? You ever drink one of them
I,
Jones?
I just did like about I think yesterday I did.
You like them, or they just
I think
whatever?
they're all right. It definitely like you because they have like different flavors and stuff like that.
It's
I
like
think I
watered
had
down
like
Tang.
yeah, I had the tangerine, and I'm like, you could taste the tangerine, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, it's a lot of water going on in here.
Yeah, it's like you had some Tang, but you left it with ice, and then you like left it for a little bit, and you came back to it later.
And it also gave me a little bit of like I know it probably done, but it gave me a little bit of fizz. Like it had like that kind of
Yeah,
almost like
it's like
soda.
it technically does. Like in the commercials, they be
Yeah.
talking about that.
So I was like, damn, I'm basically drinking Fanta. So
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
when like beginning of last year, when like everybody was having COVID and stuff, like I was drinking it, and I didn't have a problem with it, but like my family hated it. But I was just like, even if it tastes bad, like I'm trying to not feel like this right now, so I'm gonna take what I could get.
To be completely honest, I never even heard about it. Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't even heard about it until basically like a couple months ago, probably, or at least this year, or not this year, but last year, I guess you would say. Because Emily takes it a lot when she's sick. And I didn't even know that. I was like, what the hell is this thing? She's like, helps your immune system. I'm like, huh, okay. And apparently it be working. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll use it too.
Yeah, it got like 8 oranges in it or something, whatever it say
Like,
on the box.
yes, I don't know.
Yeah,
As long as it makes me healthy, that's all I care about.
facts. But yeah, it comes through. Um, I mean, hopefully you feel better because I see you got our boy in the back there. We're gonna be seeing him tomorrow, hopefully, or not. I don't know. Supposedly that Inosuke and Zenitsu are not in this season, so I don't know maybe like this. Maybe what we're gonna see tomorrow is kind of like their departure
Hmm.
because they
Uh,
last we saw them. We're talking about Demon Slayer guys. For last time last we saw them, they finished the fight and everything, and I
yeah,
guess they're kind of like recovering, same as the last time on Mugen
yeah.
Train. So they're probably gonna like come back and like either get medical attention and then just get called to like a different mission, or they have to like go their separate ways for whatever
Yeah.
plot reason. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens there. I'm kind of hyped for like I'm really hyped for this movie tomorrow. I feel like I shouldn't be hyping myself up, but like I just want to see some crazy animation and like explosions and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just hoping like again, I like I was telling you before, I just felt like I haven't heard about anything about it that much. Again, like I could be wrong. Maybe there has been stuff. I just because I haven't like really did any research or what haven't seen anything. That's just how I am. But I just felt like it kind of hit me out of nowhere because when you sent that in the messages, you were like, "Oh, we gonna go watch this movie." I'm just like, oh shit, there's a movie coming
Yeah,
out. Like I just was so oblivious to it. I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I'm down, but like I didn't even know this shit was happening right now.
yeah,
So I'm
bro.
kind of like out of the loop a little bit. But again, like I'm still excited about it. Again, like you said, I'm trying to see some crazy animation, but I am trying to like see how the story, progresses because it's starting to get to that point where I wouldn't say it's getting towards the end, but it's just getting serious. Because
Hmm.
when you got these type of like, any type of anime that begins, it's all very friendly, very still just trying to get understanding of things. But now it's getting to the point where we know everything that's happening, who the bad guy is, where he's at, kind of. So it's like we on his head. So I'm trying to see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. I mean, there are still some question marks, so we're gonna see. But like to be honest, like I said it from like from when I first watched it, I was just like, the animation style is amazing, but the story on this show is not the best. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like out of other shows, like it's
Yeah.
it's freaking animation is like S plus tier, like it's amazing. But like when I'm watching the story, I'm like, all right, cool. We're going through these fights, but we're not really learning anything. Like a lot of the time, it's just like cool. Like this look cool, but why does this person matter? Why we?
See, and maybe we're taking for granted all the times we watch Dragon Ball Z or Naruto where they have a long monologue in the middle of the fight for no reason and they're just talking to each other. Maybe that's why.
Nah,
But
I mean, for me, it's more so just like I don't need all that because even that can like there's like that's like two sides of the spectrum where it's just like they
yeah,
do it to like to the extreme. But with Demon Slayer, it's like all right, cool. Like we defeat this like demon, right? And all right, cool. He's dead. He was really powerful. Do we get like a clue out of it? Do we get like a step closer to this person? Like before you kill him, do you ask him, oh, like where's this? And he's like, I'll tell you. And then you get something out of the fight. It's like y'all just throwing hands for the sake of like he want to kill me and I want to survive. But it's like, why do you want to kill me? Just because I'm a human? Like where are we going here? So I don't know. Maybe it's like me and I'm like an Attack on Titan head person, whereas like in that show, everything everything that happens is just like at least a little tidbit of like, oh, like this adds to what we're trying to figure out in a little way. But they also drag out their show for like mad long for no reason. So that's
that's
another part
true.
of it.
Think it's just a lot of these like companies, and I think everybody who's making TV shows nowadays, not just animes, they're just trying to drag it out just to do it. It's
Yeah.
just for that. Because you go back then, they'll always give you it throughout the whole year. The whole thing. They won't even try to stop. Now it's like, look, you guys will get 5 episodes this month. You'll get another 5 episodes, and 10 months later, deal with it.
Yeah. I think they're kind of struggling. It's like it's also like a work part of it too, because a lot of them are like either short staff or they have a lot of projects going on. Especially with like I don't know if you're familiar with Mappa.
No.
Mappa is like an animation like company that works on a lot of these shows. So they were responsible. I don't think you watched Attack on Titan up to the point where they changed the color style, but
Hmm.
at one point, basically, I think where you stopped, there like the newest season.
I just never watched the second part of the last season.
I'm not sure then where exactly you were, but at some point it goes from being colorful to like a little bit different, like it's a little bit more like brown tone, kind of more serious. And it's because they switched animation studios called Mappa, and Mappa takes care of Attack on Titan, the last couple seasons. What's it called? Chainsaw Man, which is like another newer show. They did Bleach, the newer stuff for Bleach that's coming out. They did Bleach, and I forget others, but they handle a lot of the shows, and they're like super like packed out with stuff. So like they're also working a lot of projects at a time. Don't have a lot of people, and like those people like aren't sleeping. Like I don't know if you ever hear about like the work culture and like in Japan, especially with like anime and manga too, where it's like people just won't go home. Like for Attack on Titan, there was like a producer or something. He's talking about how like he hadn't gone home for like 6 days straight because he was working on the show and like just ate, sleep, showered, and stuff like at work. Like he didn't see his family, nothing, just because of how like strenuous the work is, and like how the culture is over there is kind of like it's kind of toxic, or it's kind of frowned upon to like kind of like how we're fighting here to kind of have like less days at work and more personal time. It's kind of the opposite, where it's like, oh, like you kind of a punk if you doing that.
Mhm.
Like go work hard.
You spend time with your family, you wimp.
Yeah, like weirdo.
The
But
hell?
yeah, so it's like it's part of it is like stretching it out so you get, the money off of it or whatever it may be, especially with like a lot of like the Netflix shows and stuff you see now where it's like, all right, this show could have ended, but it didn't. Or like reboots and stuff, but also like a demand part of it where it's like, all right, like we want to meet these deadlines, but then you keep hearing about delays with stuff. And it's like,
Mm.
yeah. But speaking of delays or postponements, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you heard about it today with your favorite artist, SZA. She straight up
Oh,
just
I heard about that.
called
Yeah.
off her show.
Yeah, supposedly there were some technical difficulties, and she just kind of said, "I'm out, but I'll reschedule, but I'm out."
Was it? I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't read it. Is it her or is it like the stage wasn't ready or something? I didn't read too much into it. I don't know if like Emily told you.
I did read the tweet, but I just didn't get to see exactly. She said it was technical difficulties or something like that, something
Mm,
around that.
maybe her
Um,
equipment didn't get there or something for the stage or
yeah,
something. I don't
something
know.
like that. But she said that she's gonna, reschedule. She said that there is definitely going to be,
Makeup
a
show.
concert. Yeah, it's just she's hopefully it's soon. Like I would suck to like have to like wait longer now. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like hopefully it's in a good amount of time. I mean, I know she has other places she has to do the concert for, but it's like, damn, like okay, now I basically gotta wait and back. It's like basically you were in line and you got all the way to the front and then you had to go all the way to the back.
And then
That
they
would
sold
suck.
out.
Yeah, that would suck. But yeah, it was Emily and her sister were gonna go today and it was just crazy, I heard about that and I was like, damn. And immediately, as soon as I heard about that, it reminded me
Hmm.
exactly of Kanye. And I
Yeah.
was like, bruh,
Now y'all know
man.
how it feels.
Yeah, exactly.
And this was
Like,
pre-cancel Kanye. This is now recent Kanye.
yeah, exactly. Not recent
This was
Kanye.
Life of Pablo. This
This
was
was the last straw before he went to, to
his
cancel
his
Kanye.
his last tour too.
Yeah, it was.
I'm
It was
pretty sure
his
that was
last tour.
technically gonna be his last show, I guess, in a way. I mean,
Yeah,
the one prior was his last show because he did the
exactly.
charity thing like last year, but that was it.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna really count that. But yeah, yeah,
But
like day of, I'm like, bro, and I think it was like it wasn't on my birthday. It was like December something,
yeah.
like December 1st, I think, bro. And I was like, yo, this is gonna be a great birthday present. Like I was just
Hmm.
hyped. And then going to school, all I hear on the radio is Kanye West cancels Life of Pablo tour. And I'm just like, all right, they're gonna say psych, right?
Yeah.
Like they gonna say, just kidding.
It's like, Elroy, what you been
Like,
thinking? It's just like
bro,
like it's like, oh, I was just kidding.
right?
But
But
yes, it
yeah.
sucks. But
Yeah, I was like, damn, that has to suck, because I know a lot of people are gonna want to see it tonight, and I've seen a
yeah,
lot of people that were posting about it and stuff like that, like, damn, what the hell and all that. But
I had a coworker who like randomly like stumbled upon a ticket because of somebody they met, and they had took off work today to like go, and
mm,
it got messed up. So it kind of
see, like,
sucks.
how do you plan that
Yeah, like
out?
some
You know
people
what I mean?
travel, some people take time off,
That's what I'm
babysitters, like
saying.
all that. Like that's difficult. And then if they come out with a new date, and a lot of those people can't make that date
Yeah,
or don't have like they already wasted a day, like a personal
yeah,
day.
yeah. I mean, she did say that she could do full refunds, but it's just like, damn, like that's what I'm saying. Like when you, as an artist, release those tour dates, a lot of times those sales are happening like when you first released it, and that happened like months ago. So to like plan that shit out like so long ago and to now get to that day and you're just like, sorry, can't do it now. Now it's like, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't think it was something that she was like. I'm sure she probably
No,
was
no, I'm
pissed and
not.
like bawled her
No,
eyes out
I'm not.
about.
I'm not saying that like she doesn't care. I'm just saying like as a person who wants to go to that, it just
Yeah,
sucks to have bought that thing so like much in advance and then to finally get to it and be like, shit, now what do I do? Because what if I can't go now? It just
yeah.
sucks.
Because imagine you carrying a bunch of stage equipment from, you trying to get from Boston to Philly tonight, and the truck break down or something just burns out. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird little stuff like that, or stuff that just gets mixed in.
Yeah,
Like it's a lot of moving parts,
yeah.
so it can be difficult. I can only imagine. But yeah, I mean, hopefully she comes back. If hopefully if she gets a new date, and then people are like, oh, I can't go, and then I could finesse a ticket or something. But
True.
get
True.
them
Like, yo,
get
slide
that
that to
get
me.
that postponement discount. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, I mean, I was able to go to a pretty fun concert last night, so I was happy about that.
It's like,
I was
let me
up,
see.
I was up in the mosh pit. You know what I mean? Stepping on
Oh
my
yeah,
feet.
you was punching people.
I wasn't punching people. We was just jumping. See, it wasn't a bad vibe though. Like it really was. Like it wasn't. Nobody was arguing, nothing like that. Somebody did like pass out because it was hot in there. But
Man, I
like
think
but
that's
that was everywhere. Like we went to Logic outdoors and somebody passed out.
okay. There was a difference. That man was done.
Yeah,
That
he
man
was.
was done before. He did it to himself.
Yeah,
He wanted to pass out.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor.
Trevor. That was his name. You don't know
Yeah,
if
his
that was his
nickname.
actual name, but that was his name.
But yeah, the concert was cool. I went to see Smino and Jid. And then there was like an opener. Both cool vibes. Both people I went to see for a minute, like because Smino I was gonna go see like years prior, but I was in college and like I ain't have the funds to be putting towards that at the time. So I was just like, I'm gonna just chalk it. I got other things to save money on. And then Jid, I was supposed to see him open for Mac Miller, but Mac Miller passed away that year that his tour was planned. He was gonna be in Pittsburgh, and I was gonna go to that show. So I was like, damn. And then they said they were doing a tour together, and I'm like, this is my chance. This is fate. So
Both of the artists I needed to see.
yeah, so I went. It was cool. I mean, it is what it is because you think about these are two guys that are like on the same level and they're sharing a stage, so they got to give each other equal time. For
Yeah.
both of them, I was like, I wish they each had more time, but it's like they each have to be fair with their stage time and also have their opener come out. So, but it was like a 3 hour show. Like it was like from 8 to like 11. Like it was a good show. But it's just like I'm such a big fan of both of them, and I know all their songs. Where it's just like, damn, like why do this song? It's like because they don't have time. Like,
Yeah. That
and,
always
espe-
happens.
and if they just released new projects, so they're gonna do mostly songs from their new project. Like, and
Hmm.
then they just throw in like two little throwbacks.
Yeah.
Good time though.
Yeah. It was crazy because when I went to see Don Toliver, um, it sucked because I loved songs that he did because it was from his one album, Heaven or Hell.
And he
But
didn't he drop it like that night when you went.
yeah, he dropped his new album that night, so we didn't hear. Well, we did hear actually some. We did hear, but we didn't know what the names of them were.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but it sucked because since we didn't get to know what they were. We couldn't like we didn't know the words, so we're just
Hmm.
like sitting there, just like
It was like a listening party. That's still
yeah,
kind of cool though.
basically. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but it was just like there were some of the songs that I kind of heard, and I'm like, damn, like I'm vibing with this, and I wish I knew it because I would have been going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking back at it now, basically, because
Oh yeah,
how you
yeah.
feel about his new project?
To be honest, I didn't listen to it yet. I heard
What?
about it. Yeah, I heard that he dropped that. I haven't listened to it yet. I'm sorry. I was just stuck on Logic. I'm just still stuck on Logic's new album.
Yeah, I listened to. I mean, when they came, the Friday they came out, I was like working, like at work that weekend, and I was like by myself, so I just had headphones and I listened to like all the new music that came out. But I am like Logic's album was good. I think I make sure of two things. One, that he finally let go of the idea of being pop, which he addressed on the album, where he was kind of like, I
Yeah,
was just trying to make money for my family, which I
yeah.
respect. But at the time, I didn't like that at the time he kind of like denied the fact that he was doing it. That's what pissed
Yeah,
me off. Whereas like we know what you're doing. 1-800, you milking the hell out of this song. Cool, you did a
yeah,
great thing, great song, but like let's not front like you're not trying to just make your bread right now. You're making like
yeah,
stereotypical radio music and you're catering. Just say that's what you're doing. I respect that more.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then he's like I think he's what the hell is the word? He's not signed to a label.
No, yeah,
I forget what the proper word is right now.
yeah,
So I feel like it's done him good, and now that he has his money, he's back to just being comfortable making music that he just likes to make.
yeah. I think at the time, like when he made that song, he obviously wasn't expecting it to do that great. But then when it did, he probably like saw it, saw the popularity, and was like, "Hey, why not?"
Def Jam was in
And
his
again,
ear.
yeah, I mean, honestly, the amount of times I hear him talk about how he that
He
record
hates Def
labels
Jam.
just yeah, how that record label just did him dirty. I mean, hey, but yeah, I don't know. There's some songs in there. I'm just like, it's such a vibe, and it gives me a lot of vibes of a combination of. You probably won't agree. I don't know, but it gives me vibes of Incredible True Story a little bit, but also a bit of like his mixtapes. Like when I used to listen to his mixtapes, like it gives me that vibe too, which I really appreciate because I love the Young Sinatra projects and all that, but don't get me wrong, the newer one that he made, the newer Young Sinatra 5, like it just wasn't the same
No,
album,
it wasn't. Yeah,
It
no.
wasn't. So hearing this album, I kind of felt that because his purpose of this album was kind of almost to show you how when he first
To go
started.
back to
Yeah, to when he first started. So I kind of like enjoyed that because it was exactly the same style in a way.
for me, I would say it's like 70% mixtape him, 30% like Incredible True Story him,
Yeah,
because I
that
gave
that's
more
it.
that
Yeah.
it was a good mix in there. But yeah, it was cool. And he was like, it was fun. You know, it got back to like telling a story in a way.
Exactly. And that's
And
exactly why I say it was like incredible true story because
yeah,
that story aspect.
so I was happy for him that he put that out. And like the last
Yeah.
couple albums, he's been doing a good job. So,
Yeah.
because there was a good like 5 year stretch where I was like, bro, this is not the guy. This is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, it's just
This is
too
not the guy.
much.
What
Keep
happened?
going.
I
Keep
was gonna
going.
say, this is not the guy who inspired us to start ETC in the first place.
Yeah. This is like a lot of it was like just trap music, I guess.
Yeah,
And again, like
which
that,
nothing wrong with that, but it was also just not good trap music to me. Like I
yeah,
wasn't feeling it.
it felt like a lot of it was just like he wanted to do it and it was cool, but I just felt like he ended up doing too much of it. And like you had your Bobby Tarantino, and I felt like that was your outlet to make that. You didn't need to get confessions I haven't listened to because I just didn't really care. There's a couple songs on there I've heard like just because it pops like up somewhere that I might listen to, but fully from first song to end, I have never listened to that full album because
Yeah,
it didn't give me that vibe. I felt like it was doing too much. And again,
it didn't grab you.
yeah, it wasn't like Bobby Tarantino where that day when Bobby Tarantino, the first one came out, like
Yeah.
you hit me up about it, and it was during the summer. I can remember exactly. I was on Franklin Street. Like I remember exactly when that came out and everything, and I enjoyed it. But I didn't get that feel at all when he came out because I saw the progression to it, and I was just like, this isn't you, you know, like I felt and that's the thing because again, I don't want to make it seem like he has to make this certain music because he's allowed to do whatever he wants. But I just felt like it got to a point where it was just overboard, you know, it was
Yeah.
just too I don't know.
Lost his way a little bit, but it seems like it was intentional, so it is what it is. And then with Don Toliver, I could say I was having this thought as I was listening to the new one, how he consistently like it's within his sound what he makes, and it's still like every time like it's like, oh, like this is good, like this is a solid album. It's not like, oh my god, like Don Toliver is a
Right.
genius. At least for like for me, for like his past three projects, I'm just like, yo, like this is like a solid eight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he consistently puts out solid eights, and that's not easy to do either. Like it's
Mm,
difficult to put out like tens. Obviously, like it's almost impossible to put out a perfect album or even a
yeah.
nine. But even for some people to like at least stay consistent, like there's always like, all right, like they do really, really good, and then the next one's like really, really bad, and then maybe they, if they're lucky, they get like a little bit back to where they were. But to at least have like this flat line of consistency, I'm like, oh, I respect that. Like that's not easy to do, especially with
Yeah.
his sound. Like he's just only making his sound, and each time I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, like I like it.
That's good. I'm glad because I remember again Emily told me because I didn't know he dropped an album. I
You
just
just be
because
out the loop, bro.
bruh. I told you I saw Logic and I saw, you know, I follow him on social media. So I saw him posting about it. Don Toliver, I saw him a couple times post stuff, but it was all about those posts where it'd be like, oh, I'm, you know, too different. People don't understand me. Like it was all that
uh,
type of, you know, photo shoot s type. And I'm just like, okay, he's just posting like just him posing and shit. I'm like,
yeah,
whatever. Meanwhile, I'm guessing it was just because he was getting ready to drop the album or whatever, but I just didn't peep it. So when she told me it dropped, I was telling her, I was like, I'm like, I'm excited to hear it, but I just definitely want it to be different than what his last album was because I don't want it to be exactly the same, you know, because it can be that feeling where it you basically are listening to the same thing kind of, you know, in a way. Like I want to hear something kind of different. I don't need you to go crazy different, but
yeah.
I just want it to give me a feel where I'm just like, okay, I know what is on this album. Like if anybody was to ask me, like, yo, what song do you like from this album? I can address it and not just be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, I'm not
Like they all
sure.
mesh together. Like you don't know what song
Yeah,
is on which project.
exactly. And I don't want that for his album. So to hear that it's like, you know, it's good, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like excited to listen to it because that's kind of what I wanted.
That's good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely give it a listen. I feel like this month is going to be good in general with like music and movies and like anime too. Because tomorrow, oh my god, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow the movie comes out and Attack on Titan comes back. And around this month, I think there's going to be a lot of other shows that come back. I'm forgetting what it is. It might be like Spy Family, and I don't know if I need to catch up on My Hero. I'm slacking. I don't know if you've been watching the new season.
Bro, I've been taking such a pause on anime. Like if you were to, it's just so funny because I was on anime like
I was gonna
crazy.
say, yeah, there was a point where you were
I
knocking out
I
shows.
was talking to you every time we were recording about how I watched this anime, this anime, this anime. And I told myself I wanted to take a break because I was just watching too much anime and I felt like I wasn't giving other shows that were more like realistic shows a chance. I just felt like I was just passing by them or whatever. And I was like, look, Mark, you need to just take a break. And that was when I finished Bleach. Once I finished Bleach, I was like, I'm gonna take a break. Literally, maybe a month after I finished Bleach, new season of Bleach
Yeah.
comes out. I'm like, what the hell? New season of Bleach comes out. Freaking My Hero's coming out. Freaking now you're telling me, the Demon Slayer movie's coming out.
Chainsaw Man came out that month
I
too.
didn't watch Chainsaw. I guess that was coming out. I'm like, bro, all these things started coming out. And I was like, damn, bro. But I'm
I
like, I
just
still need to take a break.
I just been watching my One Piece episode a day when I work out, and it's been, bro, I love the show so much. Like I'm like 100 and some episodes in, and it's right now it's in this really long arc. It's called Alabasta. It's
Uh,
crazy. You probably heard
yeah.
of it before just because it's
Well,
popular.
yeah, I think Seth was talking about it one time. So I think I remember him talking about that arc.
So I'm in the middle of it right now, and like it's just a feel good show. Like it's obviously the story is there, and they do a really good job. Where it's like literally like little to no filler. Period. Like I'm 100 episodes in. I think there was 2 filler episodes and all of that. Like that's incredible. Like that's not something you see a lot in a long running show. Naruto is like every 15. So,
This is true.
um, but yeah, like it's a feel good show, man. Luffy is a cool ass dude. He's the type of boy. He's like, yeah, like I'm about it, but that's also like, always a good vibes. Like you can't break my spirit right now. Like all my homies is like in danger, but like I got it. Like don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. You're not gonna die. You might be close to dying, but you're not gonna
I identify with Luffy, so I know.
die.
But yeah, I like the show, so I'm rocking with that. I gotta watch that later. Walking Dead has been dope. I don't know if you've been
Watching
watching it.
Walking Dead.
Or not Walking Dead, The Last of Us.
Oh, I was like, okay.
The
I'm
way
like,
you said you're watching The Walking Dead.
because I'm like, wait, I mean, this thing, I'm like, this show's been out for a while. I thought
Nah,
you
nah,
like
nah.
kind of gave up on
I
it. I'm like,
confused
damn.
I confused the zombie shows or infected
Um,
shows.
so I actually started watching The Last of Us. I only got to the first episode. I just haven't had time to keep watching the other episodes. But I mean, first episode was great, amazing.
Yeah, knock them out,
Um,
bro. There's like what 5 episodes out.
5 episodes out and they're like over an hour and a half long. Yeah,
You tell
go ahead.
me you tell me you ain't lay down and watch like a bunch of anime episodes for like 3 hours.
This is true, but anime is a type of show that you can at some point look away and not feel like you're missing something. A show
What?
like Last of Us, I feel like you can miss something very important if you're not paying attention.
See, I guess that's why I can't watch too many shows because I need to devote my attention. Like I can't do to because I feel like I want to know every detail and know every little point. At the
Yeah.
very least, I'm able to do it with like if I'm watching something in dub, so I can at least like multitask. But especially with anime, like I got to read the subtitles. Like I
I
ain't
mean,
I ain't like that yet.
if you're definitely watching it in sub, yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, you have to pay attention. But I'm saying like if I'm watching it in dub, I can literally look away. Like if I'm watching the fight, yeah, I'm paying attention the whole
Yeah,
time. But if it's more of like the in between before any of that happens, and they're just kind of talking and they're discussing the same things that I've heard like within the last 3 episodes, I don't need to
friendship.
pay attention. Yeah, I don't need to pay attention. Or they're like trying to like track down the enemy. They're like, well, we already know we did this and we remember that. And I'm just like, okay, I know that because you said that you talked about it 3 times already.
No,
Like, I don't need to pay attention, but
I gotta be
that's
in
fine.
it. But yeah, no, for sure, The Last of Us, you gotta like sit down and know it because especially because you've played the game, so you're
Yeah.
gonna appreciate a lot of the finer details. Like you want to look at it. Like if you watched the full first episode,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you saw like the ending when they got to like that city part,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
see the
exactly.
clicker, and it's just
Yeah,
like so for somebody who played the game, it's like whoa, like that looks exactly like the city, and
exactly.
to see
Yeah,
the clickers, I'm like, yeah, that's tight.
exactly.
But
I'm like, wow, this adventure is gonna be crazy.
I gotta watch that the most recent episode tonight because another one comes out Sunday, and I don't want to fall behind. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I have no concept of like what day it is, like because of work. Because I'm when you work like for you, you mostly work like Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturday. So it's like all right, like the weekend, is your day off, and you have that time. For me, it's like any other week. Like I work a weekend, or I don't work a weekend, or like I have days off in the middle of the week. So everything just whoa, where'd I go? Come back now. Whoa. Don't lose me. It's all right. I guess we're going. Hey.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of throws on my whole thing. Like today, it's Thursday. I head off, and I'm like, I don't. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, like, let me hit up this person. I'm like, they working, bro. Like everybody busy.
I thought today was Friday, honestly. I was talking to my coworkers. I'm like, oh yeah, because on Saturdays we can kind of wear more just like jeans and sneakers. I'm like, oh yeah, it's crazy. I can wear jeans and sneakers tomorrow. My coworker's like, what are you talking about? Tomorrow's Friday. And I was like, oh fuck, what the hell? But yeah, the weekend and shit like that. Another show that I have been like well, I haven't been watching. Emily wanted me to watch it because she wanted me to take an interest in a show that she watches. So I was like,
Mhm.
cool. So now I'm watching Jane the Virgin. I'm not gonna lie. It's a
It's a
great
good
show.
show.
It's a really great show. I'm really devoted into this show
after,
now.
after Pat, why I keep losing me, bro? Come on now. There we go. After just in the past, like I just stumbled upon the show, and then I've
Yeah.
just as you say, you start to Jane the Virgin,
I've
um,
watched all of you already, yeah.
all those shows. It was just like somebody else puts it on, and I'm like, all right, now I'm a part of this.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get to the end of
She
this.
wanted me to watch it, and at first I was like, eh.
It's very dramatic,
But
but
it's very dramatic, just like a
in a funny
novella.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, in a funny way, and I learned to really appreciate it mainly because, like, I love I don't even know how I would say this, but the quality of it is really good. And what I mean by that, it's not like a regular sitcom, like, or like, reality TV show where you can tell it's like, this is live from a studio, it's like really taking place in certain places and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And the quality is really good to where it really feels like you're there.
Like a
Another
Modern
show,
Family type.
yeah, exactly. And another show that's like that is like New Girl. And I
Yes.
love New
New
Girl.
Girl is also great.
Yeah, because and again, the quality is so great to where you feel like, it doesn't seem like it's all fake around
It's
everywhere. It
it's
really
it's a real bar. It's a real
it's
like whatever. Like
exactly everything feels good. And that's why I really was like when I kept watching, Jane the Virgin, I was like, oh, I really like this. And not to
mm,
mention like
the
it's also
narrator.
yeah, the narrator. Yeah, narrator, and then just like the Hispanic household, it's like you can relate to it. So I'm just
Hmm.
like, oh, this is pretty cool,
Yeah.
it's really funny too.
Now, I mean, the main actress is a little bit in trouble now. I mean, she got like canceled because she was on video like saying the N word, but it is what it is. She was like, there's like this joke that she's like scared of black people, but yeah, I mean,
Well,
separate the person from the art.
yeah.
What can you do? Um, and then the dad's funny too, you
Oh
know.
yeah, he's super dramatic. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but he's a novella actor that works in a
Exactly.
novella.
Exactly. I understand it, but it's just like he needs to tone it back. Like he be sounding so like inspiring and everything. He was like, if you want to do this, you have to put your all in. You have to believe in yourself. Like, all
Yeah,
right, relax.
there was he also like was a part of a Netflix show. This was way after Jane the Virgin, where he was like in a what do you call it, like a biopic, I guess, or whatever.
Oh
What's the
yeah.
proper word when you're trying to like portray somebody else, like a
I think
historical type of
yeah.
piece.
Okay. I
Um,
know exactly.
and it was for a Mexican singer, and so they were doing his whole life, but so they had like that person, he was being the singer when he was like 10 to 12, and then one who was like 18 to 20, and then he was like the adult version of him. But it was kind
That's
of funny to see him be serious in there, but like still kind of be himself.
yeah, that's kind of like that show that they made with The Rock.
Oh yeah, but not like that. It wasn't
I
like that though, but
I
like
probably didn't
little
fair, but I remember they had it where he was younger and then kind of like, young
teenager.
adult, kind of a teenager, and then like, yeah, growing up. I remember seeing something like that.
Yeah, but it's not like that, or like Young Sheldon or whatever the hell those stupid shows are.
I am
But
never watching that show.
yeah. Also, I forgot to mention when I was going, this is like backtracking to the concert. As I was making my way down there, I'm on Spring Garden, just waiting at a red light. And this old guy in a truck just turns up to me on a one way. And I was just like, all right, this is it. But he just stops himself because we all just like flickering our lights, like, bro, like, where you going? Like in a
What are you doing?
panic.
Stop,
And
stop.
he just like, mind you, it's like 6 lanes on Spring Garden or whatever it is. So cars
Yeah.
just, and he had to like reverse. I'm like, bro, like, where are you, why here out of all places? Like, there's signs everywhere. And there's like on the chalk or whatever, not chalk, but like the paint on the street, it tells you like
You can't go that way.
What
Yeah.
happened? It wasn't even like that dark out. Like it wasn't like, oh, he couldn't see.
I don't know, man. He must have been trying to get somewhere.
I don't know, man, but he need to go and do that somewhere else because I had a concert to go to. But yeah, we running short on time. I want to make sure that we do our proper outros before this cuts us off. Um,
True.
yeah, apologies for. I mean, not apologies. It's still us. It's still doing the same thing, but
True.
not being in this usual studio. We fell behind and we got tied up with schedules for work and stuff. So we want to make sure that we give a proper episode instead of doing something rushed or late. So we always try to get stuff out on time to y'all. But yeah, we like at like 1,040 subs right now.
Yep.
We're
Yep.
continuing to
Yep.
grow, moving up in the world. Yeah, Mark, anything you want to say before you get out here?
Just we appreciate all of you for being here, watching us continuously. We love the support. Keep giving it to us. Share it with friends, family, wherever you can. We love doing this and we love the feedback from you guys. So keep it up. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram, ETC Marky Mark, Twitter, Marky Mark as well. Victor, where can they find you and etc.
You can find us and all our links in the description. It's always there. ETC Victor at Real Etc. So anything that you want to know us for is down there. But I also want to put in that like somebody did comment the other day, talk one of our like videos for our zombies videos, and they were just like, oh, like this whole paragraph, and I was like, you're so nice, and they were just like oh, like I loved watching this video because it reminded me like of me and my friends when we used to like play like zombies together, or like when I used to watch older YouTubers like do custom zombies. So they were like, thank you for
Mm-hmm.
bringing this content back. Like I missed custom zombie videos.
Yeah.
And it was just like to see it from somebody new. Cause there's that set, there's those set people out there that like do that
Yeah.
content and it's the same
Hmm.
personality. So there's like, I really enjoyed the video. So thank you for putting this stuff on. Like we love making them. We have a lot of fun
Yeah.
recording those. So yeah, it was nice to see. And I want to tell you the comment as well, just so you know that somebody put that. So,
No, that's
and
great.
you edit
That's
it. So
Yeah, I mean, that's great. Like I said, I understand that idea of like, you have those people that are already doing it, but in anything you play or anything you do, if you feel like, hey, you want to get into it or something you do like go do it and put your own flair to it and show people, there's a different style of something that
ex-
everybody watches or sees. So go
exactly.
ahead.
And in a short way to say it, they not us. That's all I'm saying. So
Exactly.
you may
They
have
ain't
seen
doing it the way we doing
exactly. Nobody fails at tower maps like we do.
Exactly. We never finish it, but we do it.
All the regular maps, the story maps, all that, we got it on lock.
Exactly.
I don't think we beat a single tower map. Or we beat SpongeBob. I'm lying.
Yeah, SpongeBob was the only one, but it was probably because it was SpongeBob.
Yeah. The
We were
power,
devoted.
the power behind that to get it
Power
done.
within.
Yeah.
Power within.
But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. Catch you guys next week. See ya.